Okay, I'm gonna just like I was doing on the drawings from last semester. These are like your answer keys. I've gone through and graded 18 and 19, put them in Google Classroom. They'll be going up to Skyward here in a bit, but wanted to give you guys a chance. I think most of us have seen this, and this gives me a chance to go over some of the things that I saw um, and give you a heads up for when moving forward, turning some stuff in. You should really view these videos because use these as like your answer keys. So, admittedly, yes, there is um, some degree of being subjective uh, of dimensioning. I kind of hinted to that like as long as it kind of looks neat and you have all of the dimensions in the proper location, that you're not really breaking any of those big dimensioning rules, you'd be okay. A couple things I noticed. I did see lots of people, like for example, they drew these things and they had them all the way over here. Again, you're going to want to center these. And if you do need more room, I mentioned this in class, if you need more room here, because this is not a lot of area to put your dimensions, you're more than welcome to move these out a little bit. Just if we move this one up an extra half, be sure you move this right side view over an extra half. Now, the way I have it right now, there are a couple spots where you could say, Sadowski, you're kind of breaking one of the rules. Maybe over here on this one, you could have an argument saying, hey, you wrote on mine, don't do the dimensioning on the outside of the views, only on the inside. This is kind of going on the outside of the views, isn't it? Sure, it is. And you can also see that I got all the dimensions within here. I kind of have all of them stacked and lined up where they kind of should be. They're all aligned. They're not kind of scattered all over the place. But I could make a few changes. Notice I don't have any on here. So I could take this width and take it off over here and end up putting it over here. And then same thing, I could end up getting rid of this one and put that width over here, stacked in this location, which then would give me room to get rid of both of these on this side, and then give me enough space for a radius over here. Try not to get in the way of these. And then another radius over here. Okay, that's kind of what it looks like here. You can see I've got my edges, my edge lines. Some people forgot to get these edge lines over here. No need for center marks on this one because of the side view. If you put them on here, okay, fine. I didn't take points off or anything for it. But you can see all the kind of locations are all lined up on here. Could I have put the distance for this, for example, up here on this one? I could, if I wanted to make some more room, I could do that. Notice I have the whole locations and everything. So that's it for kind of it for 18. Should look something like this. And next for 19. Okay, one of the biggest errors I saw is that people had a line sitting right here like this. Okay, a bunch of people had that one, so I put that, and your top view, you had a line error, and like I called this the slot. So that one's gone. See all my dimensions, kind of see I'm particular into or more prone to putting these off to the side. These radius ones. Now, you're not supposed to. You're supposed to try and avoid putting dimensions on the actual views. However, sometimes it simply is not worth it to take a dimension and pull it all the way over here or all the way down here. That's why you see this degree one that I put right smack dab on the middle here. This one as well. I didn't like having this over here. I could put it over here. So if you want to say, yeah, Sadowski, but you have that big leader line going across your drawing, why don't you just put it on the other side? Okay, you can do that. The issue with that is I don't like the way, see that little red circle that pops up? I do not like the way that looks. Kind of don't. I wish the leader would point right to the arc, kind of like this. And then maybe what you can do is take this and kind of pull this out. But as you can see, it adds that circle on there, which I do not like. I kind of despise that little arc there. So There may be a way so I can kind of show you like a little AutoCAD hack that we could do here, possibly. If I could go on here, then explode this, and then get rid of just that. Then maybe take this thing down. But see what it does? It distorts my arrow. So my arrow looks hideous looking, and then now my line looks hideous looking. So maybe I could go like that, and then get rid of this, and get rid of this. See how the juice isn't really worth the squeeze, so to speak, and now my arrow looks all funky. So that's kind of what my thinking was, to put it over in this area right here. While this isn't terrible, this is definitely not bad, but there are lots of other ways that we can do this without really making it look too bad. Even though this is now looking kind of like it's butchered, but we can go on here and now see it won't let me edit this either, so I can put my ×2 on here for both these little radiuses there. So probably a better idea to keep it right down over there in that location. And again, like I said, sometimes you just can't avoid it. I can't put this dimension over here because I can't dimension to a hidden line. So I did plop it over here. And I know we said we're trying to keep it from the outside. On the inside is where we want them. But as you can see, this is very busy over here. Too much so. So I would rather just, if we plop 1 or 2 on the outside over here, it's not really going to be that big of a difference. Or big of a deal, I should say. Center lines all align. Had some people have some errors over here with where this line is located. Be sure that line kind of lines up with this one over here. So hopefully you didn't do too bad on this one. I saw pretty good work on these. Remember, if you do stick to that, copying the dimensions off of the assignment sheets, like I said, that is not the worst strategy in the world. That's actually not too far off, but you do have to kind of get used to doing this. One thing I did notice that I want to mention is that be careful of where you're picking, where you want these dimensions to come from. For example, for this width, I'm going to show you an example of what you do not want to do. So don't do this. For the width here, what you would not do is grab from down here and go like this, because as you can see now, the extension lines cover up your object lines. So what you're really going to want to do is grab from this quadrant over here, to get your 3 and put it like this. And now you can see my object lines are maintained. Okay, just some tips to show you guys, but this is what it should look like. Center marks, center lines, all that stuff. I do have my kind of jacked up little arrow in there now. But you'd put that with the ×2 like I had it down over here. If you really want to be particular about it. So there you go. Again, let me know if you guys have any questions on these or any future ones.